Last time on Idiots at Sea.
Here, I made this for you.
That would be our luck.
Oh, grandmother.
She walks funny.
Yeah, whatever.
So to recap, last time you guys decided to make a little side journey over to Seaton to go see Grandma. Grandma was happy to see everyone. Well, everyone who went. While some of you were going to Seaton, our paladin decided to go ahead and be a good Samaritan and return the lizard folk their money, which they were happy about. And you guys have all now had a conversation with the council about wanting to investigate the lizard folk lair and make sure they aren't actually a threat to the town because people are getting buried. You guys told one of the council members stop being racist, which was still one of the highlights so far of the campaign in my mind.
You're welcome.
Yeah, now you guys are all together deciding how you want to go see the lizard folk. So it's a new morning. Assuming you guys are all going to meet up, probably like in the middle of town or something.
We
Yeah.
usually meet at Cal's farm, but yeah,
by Cal's ranch.
it's like the meetup spot.
We also got a bunch of meat for them, as I recall.
Yeah, you guys got some supplies for them to as
Yeah,
like a goodwill
Meat,
offering.
we got vegetables. I made a flag.
That's right.
Diplomacy. That's the name of the game today.
Yep.
So yeah, before I go to Cal's ranch. I am gonna try and find one of the council members to ask what the men were doing out in that area.
Okay. Are you asking because it was Anders' men who were out there? Are you asking Anders specifically or just anyone?
I will ask Anders specifically because it was his men.
Yeah.
Even though he's being a gigantic pain in my butt right now.
You get you in the mornings because you live at Anders' place. We'll just say you catch him in the morning before you head out. So Anders is like, "Oh, Lana, you guys are heading out today, right? Is there anything I can do for you before you embark?"
Just a quick question for you. What were your men doing out there? Were they on routine patrol? Were they hunting, doing drills?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, they were actually in the midst of a transfer. Coming back from Silverstand, the wood elves there had contacted me and asked for a bit of assistance with some of the troubles in the nearby drowned forest. Unfortunately, while we were successful at helping out the elves, when they were reported to be returning back, they decided to follow the Dunwater River for a bit of a shortcut, so to speak, and unfortunately, that's the last we heard of them.
Okay. Thank you. I need to meet up with the rest of the task force.
Of course, and please, if you can leave, if you find any remains of them, or especially find any of them alive, please let me know. At the very least, I'd like to inform the families of their ultimate fates, but hopefully we'll find some heartbeats, so to speak, and be able to bring some good news to them home instead.
That is always the hope. And of course, I will bring the remains back.
Thank you, Lana. You are a true friend. With that, I will let you go. And he kind of walks off. And his butler behind him just kind of bows real quick and walks off with him.
And then I'll go meet up with the rest of the group.
Before I meet up, I do want to change into Quinn.
Okay. You guys all gather at Cal's ranch.
Ella's gonna kind of look around and be like, do we have everything?
Looks like it.
Alright, do we know, you know where we're going, right, Lana, because you've been there already?
Yeah, I know where we're going. And just, be as polite as possible.
Okay. Are we going by land or by sea?
Oh, by land.
How long of a journey is it?
About a half day.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, they're pretty close. Providing they haven't moved.
Are we going to walk?
Well, we have the... Did we get a cart for all the stuff we're hauling?
Yes, the council will provide you with a cart for everything.
Okay.
Okay. So we can use the cart. but the cart's only going to get us so far because we have to go into some marshland.
So you do know, Lana, that just from remembering from your trip, you suspect that it will take maybe, since you are now going to be with a cart and a full group versus just you on a single horse, it'll probably take maybe a couple more hours. So at worst, it might take like a full day if you go slow. But
All right, well then we best get going.
Quinn's gonna comb back his hair and be like, "After you, my lady," and bow towards Ella.
Ella's just gonna kind of look over at him. In some strange way, I almost missed you like this.
you guys head out. I assume you guys are going at a normal pace. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not in a hurry or anything.
Okay. You guys set off, and by about actually, just because of good conditions and whatnot, you make a bit better progress than you might have even expected. Eventually, you make it over to the Hull Marshes. You guys are walking, or riding, or whatever, right? And Ella, you notice something out of the corner of your eye that looks like that.
Ella just kind of looks over. Not to alarm you guys, but I see a little frog dude with a spear.
As soon as it sees you looking over too, it ducks down and you lose sight of it.
Oh, I lost him.
You guys think this is a bullywog? And Ella, you are 100% sure it is a bullywog.
Okay.
So bullywog are frog-headed amphibious humanoids that must stay constantly moist, which as a result they usually dwell in either rainy forests, marshes, or damp caves. And they usually if there's one around, that means there's much more around because they like to come in swarms.
Cool.
Do we know if they tend to be hostile or not?
Usually they're pretty hostile to other humanoid races. Obviously not to like each other or whatnot. But they're not usually known for being smart, but they are known for usually being hungry and being driven by that hunger.
Ella will relay that to the group. Well, that was definitely a bullywug. Bullywug? I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
And typically, if there's one, there's a heck of a lot more, so be on the lookout, guys.
Cal,
Okay.
you want to get ready with your bow, just in case?
Okay. Cal got
We
his
are-
boats ready.
I want to look around more to see if I can spot one so I can cast Detect Thought.
And just as a reminder for you guys, Oceanus is with you guys too, because he's joining you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll also ask Oceanus to be on a lookout with his crossbow at the ready in case of ambush.
All right. And he's going to go ahead and position himself on the back of the caravan at the ready, and kind of just keep your flank watched, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to actually turn you guys and go, be on guard. If there's one here, chances are there's at least a camp somewhere nearby. This is very rare for a bullywog to be by themselves.
Well, if we don't see him, we should probably just keep going,
Mm-hmm.
being extra watchful.
Are you guys going to go at a slower speed as a result?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, everyone go ahead and as you guys are walking, go ahead and make another perception check. But since you're going slower, make it at an advantage now because you're taking the time to scan the area. Yeah, so as you guys are watching, you guys suddenly see 6 bullywogs just jump out of the mud, but because you guys are on guard, they do not catch you by surprise whatsoever. And as a result, guess what, guys? It's everyone's favorite time.
Initiative time.
Now at the start of the round is Cal.
Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot the bullywog number 2.
And I'm going to say, since they were trying to ambush you and you weren't surprised at all, they're going to be surprised in return, which would give you your sneak attack.
Okay.
Because they're kind of just like, wait, what? And all of a sudden you just pop a shot, and how do you want to do it?
Aw.
Well, I'm shooting it, and so I'm probably either aiming for the head or the heart.
You go ahead and you fire off a shot, and you manage to just through some fancy aligning your shot real quick. You manage to somehow pierce both through its eyes, and you just watch it fall to the ground.
Sweet.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm actually going to switch to my scimitar since I'm assuming the other ones are all. Well, actually, are they all other ones like spear wielders, or do they also have ranged weapons that I can see at a glance?
All you can see on them is spears at the moment. They don't have anything on their backs. They don't have anything on their waists. It's
Okay,
just
so all I can tell is they look
it's-
like they're going to be close combat fighters.
yeah. It's spears and loincloths is what you're seeing.
Okay, in which case, he is going to be switching over to his 2 scimitars.
Okay. Bullywog number 1 is going to go ahead and, having seen the person next to him literally just get his eyes shot out, is going to go like some weird croaking noise that you guys can't understand. And he's going to actually go to you, Cal, since he just shot his friend. And he's going to try and... First, he's going to go ahead and try and poke you with his spear. And he is very bad at this. And he completely misses.
Oh, poor little guys.
And as a result, he's kind of going to get a little bit angry. And he's going to try and bite you. Which he actually manages to get your hand. Just barely. You try and pull it back, but he kind of like nips your fingers. And you take 5 bludgeoning damage.
5 bludgeoning damage from a bite to my finger.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, hey, he's got sharp teeth for a frog.
Okay.
Don't worry, Cal. Nurse Desi will fix your finger.
Next, Bullywog is going to hop forward. And he's going to actually go ahead and try and poke Desi. And apparently, he also is bad with his spear. And Desi's kind of sidesteps it. And also in anger, he's going to try and bite Desi, who apparently Desi is more reactive than Cal because she dodges the bite too.
She saw that I got bit, so she learned to avoid the mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Bullywog number 3, he's actually you see him kind of like crouch for a little bit, and all of a sudden he whoosh leaps over your guys' cart and lands in the back. And he is going to try and stab Oceanus. And this one actually is competent and pokes him for 7 damage, followed by a bite attack on our poor elf, who's just getting the crap beat out of him, apparently. On that note, it is Aurora's turn.
I'm gonna attack Bullywog 1 since we have advantage with that. Yeah.
Yes, you do. You're liking at this point.
I'm gonna smack him with my club.
Okay, so you slap him in the face with your club. Takes 2 damage. And then is there anything else you want to do for your turn?
I want to get a tail.
Okay. As you consult your Chiraka cards, the spirits tell you a tale of a runaway. You hear about an adventurer who can escape any confinement. When you use this, the target can immediately use its reaction to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space they can see. When the target teleports, they can choose a number of creatures they can see within 30 feet of it, up to your charisma modifier to immediately use the same reaction. So effectively, when you use it, whoever you give it to can teleport along with 3 extra people.
Okay, who's next? Let's see. I'm gonna give that to.
It takes an action to give it, so you have to wait till next turn.
Okay.
But you keep the tail in your head until your next long rest. So you don't have to do it right away. You can hold this for like next combat if you really wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to do? You still have movement.
I can't move, so no.
Okay, so that brings us to the next Bullywog, who is also going to suddenly whoosh leap over. This Bullywog is going to again try to stab Cal, but miss. But when he goes for the bite, this one he's a little more competent. He actually managed to get your arm, Cal, and you take a whole whopping 3 damage.
Okay.
Mr. Last Bullywog, he's just going to go ahead and do a quick little hop over to his friends. And
Apparently, I've named myself a threat.
I mean, to be fair, first round, you shot one of their friends' eyes out. They literally popped up like, ha ha, and then just watched their friend fall. So,
Poor guys.
this one misses with his bite, but stabs you with the spear, and you take another 4 damage.
Okay.
Cal.
then brings us to Oceanus, who is going to go ahead and do a little fancy flourish with his trident. So you guys watch as Oceanus picks up his trident real quick, kind of aims a little bit, and then he just hucks it. And you watch as Bullywog number 1 just watch this trident just go straight through his face. And he falls to the ground. Which then brings us to Desi.
Desi is going to use magic missile and shoot Bullywug 6 2 times and 4 1 time.
Pew pew pew. The first one that gets the 2 missiles, you watch him kind of like just pierce each of his arms, and he kind of like real quick, but he's still standing. Whereas the other Bullywog, he kind of like he sees his friend, Car starts laughing. You watch the bullet just kind of pierce through his tongue. He kind of goes, ah! Which that brings us to Ella.
Okay. Well, Ella's gonna take a step over here, and she's gonna swing her quarterstaff at Bullywog 3.
You do have Oceanus right there. You are flanking. So
That's right. Well, then I'll swing it again.
Which is good because that 14 would have missed. So that one hits though. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
So go ahead and just crack him on the head real quick with your quarterstaff, and you crack him pretty hard. You can see blood starting to come from the wound.
All right. For my bonus action, I'll go ahead and punch the fucker.
How you want to do it?
You know what? Just send him flying or something.
So you decide to go ahead and kind of be a little bit fancy here. You reach in his mouth and you pull out his tongue, right? And you kind of pull it back, and then just let it go. You just watch it slap him in the face, and he kind of tumbles over and collapses from the sheer force of the snapback. And you watch like blood come out of his throat and whatnot as he falls to the ground dead. Which brings us to Lana.
I'm gonna take a swing at Bullywug 4.
Okay.
Because Cal looks pretty hurt.
All right, yeah, that's a hit. Set at Bullywug 4, correct, right?
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Just a slice to the gut.
Yeah, no, you just kind of do a quick little fancy like L cut in his stomach, and you watch his intestines fall out, and he kind of like screeches and passes out and dies. All right, that brings us to the top of the round with Cal.
Okay, well, thankfully she just took out one of the ones I had to worry about, so gonna face this mofo, number 6. And since I have my scimitars, I'm going to attack with them.
Okay.
And I don't have advantage because nobody's flanking with me, so just do the regular attack.
How you want to do this?
Oh, that kills it, huh?
Yep.
Oh. Well, I apparently have a thing for beheading things, and I actually have a weapon that can do it now, so I guess I'm beheading him.
Yeah, so you just quick little slice through his throat. You realize it takes a little bit longer than you might have thought, just because these are some thick boys, you know. But you managed to kind of just and cut the head right off, and he's dead. Now you do still have movement, and because you attacked with your regular weapon, you can still attack with your offhand as a bonus action after you move.
I want to move here, and I'm flanking this time, so I'm going to take advantage.
Yep.
And make sure it's with my offhand one. Wow, not that it made a difference.
Yeah, so you're still not quite used to wielding 2 weapons in your hands yet, so you're still a little shaky with your offhand. So you got to swing, and he actually manages to kind of jump out of the way real quick. So you still have some movement if you want to do any more movement at all.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Brings us to Mr. Bullywog. He's a little bit dense compared to the others. He hasn't realized all his friends have fallen, so he's going to continue his job of trying to go after the caster. Desi, you take a pretty nasty bite. You take 6 damage from the bite. I think he's going to try and attack you with the spear.
So rude.
But he misses. He's so happy with the bite, he just kind of forgot how to aim for a sec. Which brings us Aurora.
All right, so I'm going to call out to him and be like, man, you're so ugly, all your friends left you, as a mock.
He kind of just looks at you and tilts his head. You think whatever you said was too highbrow for him.
I'm going to move here.
Okay.
That's it.
Oceanus' turn. He's gonna go ahead and hops over here real quick, picks up his trident, and boop, 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 goes over to around. So Oceanus goes over and he stabs this guy right in the stomach and deals a good chunk of damage, but the bullywog is still standing, which brings us to Desi.
Well, Desi is very upset that this frog attacked her, so she's going to use Shocking Grasp and try and kill it.
So you go ahead and you try to be fancy and like grab his tongue out of midair, but he's too fast for you.
I guess that's going to end my turn. I don't want to move because then he'll get me. Somebody will kill it next turn. It's all good.
Which that brings us to Ella.
All right. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I can do that. I'm gonna move here, and I'll go ahead and try to hit him with my quarterstaff.
Your modifier is +4, right?
Yep.
So how you want to do it?
Just a good old right down the center smash him.
You managed to just crack right over the head. You managed to hit him so hard you can see a little bit of brain matter, and then he just collapses as he dies.
We did it!
And with that, we're out of initiative.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna say you guys have about a round to do stuff. So is there anything anyone wants to do for a round?
Heal. I very much want to heal. Hang on.
I was going to say, I would like to use one of my potions. Well, do we have any reason to suspect something's about to happen?
Only because these 6 things just randomly jumped out of the mud out of nowhere. Because it's still a little bit, you guys don't know for sure if anything's coming back, but you kind of are on guard still because of that.
Okay. Because, yeah, if we had no reason to suspect, then Desi would break out her herbalism kit. But if we're still kind of on edge, then I'm not going to do that, and I'll just do a potion of healing.
Okay. And are you just using that on yourself?
I got one as well,
Yes.
so it's fine.
I was going to say, if I see Cal doing it, and then we have one in our bag for Oceanus, don't we?
I believe so.
I thought we had one.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah,
I will consult the bag holder, Lana.
I'm like, Desi would make sure that everybody else is healed first and then take one herself. So
Let me pull up. I think it's in the party loot. Hang on.
As far as each of your individual inventories go, I see Lana has 2, Desi has 2, and Cal has 1.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I just got 8 HP back.
Okay. So yeah, Cal, you just go ahead and whip out your potion real quick. Just glug glug glug, and you watch some of your wounds start to close up. Though they're still a little bit damaged.
I'm gonna go ahead and take mine then.
Okay, Desi, glug glug. You're back up to full HP.
Yay!
I don't
Yeah.
see a potion of healing anywhere, but I could be just not finding it.
We might have used it. I couldn't remember. I didn't think we did, but we might have used it.
I don't think we did, though.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I thought we just had everything in your inventory for bag of holding.
Me?
No, Lana.
I was like, I don't have anything.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got 2, so we can give 1 to Oceanus.
I want to use my turn to ready my crossbow.
I will use mine to ready my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Or at least be ready to go.
Okay. You see Oceanus was kind of pop a potion out of his pocket real quick and drink it.
Oh, okay, he has 1. I'll put my 1 back.
A lot of his wounds start to heal too, and go ahead and get around. And all of you guys hear just.
That's not good.
That sounded bad.
And you guys see 3 more bullywogs pop up, with one of them looking a bit bigger and stronger than the others. Desi, you actually can kind of feel like almost like a hint of magical energy coming from the biggest one too.
Okay. Guys, I think that one's magic-y.
Magic-y?
Mm-hmm. So be careful.
Anyway, so now these 3 have shown up. Mr. Magic-y is going to. She seems to like gesturing, like he's gesturing to like a crowd, right? And it's like, and he's like flexing his muscles and things like that. And you see the other two bullywugs just like, yeah.
I love them.
I do really enjoy your sound effects.
Thank you. Anyway, so that brings us to Cal. Your turn.
Okay, she pointed out that the bullywug croaker is the one that looks magic-y,
Yes.
and I can move 30 feet,
Yes.
and each square is 5 feet.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That means that I can move the long way to here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go after Mr. Croaker with my scimitar.
So yeah, so you just get behind this guy and you just right up the rectum. Like you act like you. This guy actually like leaps in the air, and the only reason that you don't get disarmed after that stab is because you're pulled on pretty tight. Otherwise, that would be firmly in his butt cheeks right now. You also have your bonus action too, because you have your unarmed. Then
I am doing my offhand on him as well. If that didn't kill him.
So yeah, so you gotta as he jumps, you kind of manage to like slash him in the ankles as he falls, right? So he lands and he is very bloody after that. He's kind of like rolling around on the ground now, holding his butt.
Showboat Cal. Showboat.
Yeah, so bullywug number 1 is gonna go ahead and he sees Cal having just stabbed the croaker in the butt. He's gonna kind of like, I don't want any part of that, so he's gonna hop over here. And he's gonna try and instead stab Aurora, and promptly fail to do so. But then try to bite her. Excuse me. And you see him just like kind of after he misses the spear, he looks over, and you watch him just like staring at the croaker for a bit, and you're not quite sure why, but for whatever reason, he decides rather than biting, he's just gonna he bites through his spear and splits it in two, and kind of throws it up in the air, kind of like panics.
My only guess is that he just did in that one.
Yep. Which brings us to Aurora.
He's almost pretty much dead, it looks like. I'm going to mock the croaker, but in order to do so, I'm going to make a random croaking sound since I don't know how to speak their language.
Okay.
This poor frog was not ready for us.
So you guys watch as Aurora just starts like randomly croaking at this frog, and you see his eyes go blank, and he just looks at his spear, and you watch him just stab it in his heart. So for all you know, Ella, this was just gibberish. But it just got into his head so much that he was just like, nope, I'm out.
Washing machine potato stab.
Oh my gosh, Ella's cracking up so hard right now.
Oceanus is gonna. He's laughing too hard at this point. I just says, you see him just like kind of like just pulls out the crossbow and just fires like nonchalantly. He's laughing so hard it just clearly doesn't connect whatsoever. But he just kind of eventually just starts. He just sits, and just is laughing. Desi, your turn.
I'm going to use Chromatic Orb on Bullywug 2.
You create your orb and you just you fire it off and you just watch it kind of sail over the bullywug's head.
Yeah, at least it didn't hit Cal.
Yeah.
That's it for my turn. Yeah,
Okay.
That's good.
So this bullywug, he's braver than his friend is. He's gonna try and avenge Arf by hopping over to Cal. Except he is clearly frightened and just whiffs. Which brings us to Ella.
Ella's going to compose herself for a second.
So can you compose yourself enough to do an attack? Because obviously Oceanus could.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna try, man. She's gonna move here, and that puts her at advantage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so she's gonna try and attack with her quarter. She's still chuckling quite a bit, but she's definitely gonna attack with her quarterstaff.
So go ahead and crack him across the jaw, and you watch just like him spit out some blood real quick.
And then,
bonus action punch him, I'm guessing.
yeah, she's
Alright, go for it.
gonna punch him.
How you want to do it?
Just, just square in the face. Just, oh, just laughing as she punches him because it's so comical right now.
Yeah, you managed to punch him so hard, like right in like the throat sack, that you kind of like turn his head inside out, and he just collapses. That brings us to Lana.
Yeah. Well, let's go here and attack this Bullywog.
You go ahead and you manage to pierce him like right through the neck, but he's still standing somehow. Well, he is definitely very bloody. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
No.
That brings us back to the top of the round with Cal.
Move in here and gonna attack with my scimitar.
How do you really want to do it? You have overkilled him by a significant margin. So how do you want to do it?
Okay. Let's see. Well, he's already got stabbed through the neck.
Yep.
I'm just gonna continue the stab through the neck and.
You guys watch as Cal, with the grace of a dancer, suddenly turns into a blade tornado, and you watch as he just kind of shoof, and the bullywog's head just goes flying off into the sky. As before, I'm going to give you guys one round to compose. And then once more, you guys hear... followed by a...
Uh-oh.
There's two now. Oceanus, you want to come stand by us?
Yeah, Oceanus.
Yeah. He's still laughing, but he managed to get up, and it's like, okay. He comes up.
Ella's like wiping tears from her eyes because she's been laughing so hard.
As these guys approach, right, you see 12 more bullywogs, these all being like the smaller ones, as well as one with a giant crown riding a massive toad. Because they're not right on top of you guys, but they're close.
They're trying to be.
Yeah. The one in the crown starts croaking, and like you see him like point to you guys and like point off and whatnot. He kind of spits. You think at one point he flips you guys off. And Ella, you actually hear this guy. He's going, "I am King Gulpagor." He goes, "You trespassers are on my land. Now you can either get out or you can get fucked."
Time and place, buddy.
Or, and he kind of like points to his feet and goes, "Or you can kiss my feet." And he starts laughing.
Does Ella need to switch her little switch so she can ribbit back at him?
Since he's a humanoid, you can speak to him, because he actually is speaking a humanoid language. He's not literally speaking frog.
Okay, cool.
It is a language called bullywug.
Ella will respond. Your territory. We were just passing through and your men ambushed us. We're on the defense.
Well, of course they attacked you. You are invading my territory. Now get the fuck out! And you can tell he's getting angry at this point.
She's gonna turn to the crew. He's giving us the option to leave. He thinks this is his territory. What do you guys think we should do?
Ask him if he's seen our soldiers.
She'll turn back to him and speak in Bullywog. We're looking for missing soldiers. Have you seen them?
You see him start laughing, which then gets all the other bullywogs start laughing, and goes, "Why would we care what fresh meat goes missing here? They were probably very tasty." And they all start laughing again.
She's going to turn back to Lana. He's insinuating that they ate him. I vote that you step up here and smite the shit out of these fuckers.
Oh, I plan to. King's mine.
Ella turns to him and she just kind of smiles.
He's like, "Arp was weak. You stand no chance against," and he kind of like pounds on his like fat pecs. "The king
she just laughs. She's shit talking him now. She just kind of laughs. Bitch, please. There's gonna be a new queen reigning here, and it ain't gonna be anybody from your party.
I have a half a mind to just saunter up to their front line, but I'll be good.
Good.
I'm sorry, just the mental image of Lana while these two are basically shit talking each other. She just walks up and starts smiting people.
I really do want to just go up and start stabbing a frog.
I mean, you're welcome to.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm distracting him. I'm pretty sure you can get in a sneak attack that way.
No, if that is what you want to do.
Nope.
Can I teleport me and Lana behind the toad so she can smite him from behind?
Yes, you can use the action on yourself to give that reaction, and then you can pick up to 3 other people and teleport with you.
Teleport with me! Teleport with me!
Okay, so I'm gonna take myself, Lana, and Cal, and we're gonna teleport behind the toad.
You do that, I'm just gonna keep shit talking this dude.
You can do teleport one more person if Desi or Ella wants to join in.
Does Oceanus want to?
I figured if Desi or Ella does it, then no chance will join in as the last one.
No,
Okay,
Desi will stay back here because she has no reason to really get over there.
Oceanus. Then.
Stay here because she's shit talking this dude, so she's kind of distracting him. Okay. Right now, she's telling him how good his crown's gonna look on her shelf in her house.
Oh yeah, he's getting pissed about this. Like he's starting to just cuss you out and everything. That
Desi's just gonna wave at some of the frogs.
Go, Desi, figure.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's distracted them in her own special way.
Since you guys teleported, I'm going to give you 4 a surprise round before I roll initiative for all the bullywugs. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I will.
Now, just so you know, Gulpagor is on top of this giant toad.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay. I mean, he's about like 5 feet up or so. So, I mean, you could stab him if you really want to. You might not be able to reach like the throat, but you could stab him in like the ankle.
I would like to, instead of attacking him, I would like to grapple him to the ground off his frog.
Okay. So after teleport, you guys watch as Lana just leaps into the air and tackles the king off of his toad onto the ground. So we're going to say, like, just from sheer mighty leap. Hold on, let me move you out of the way real quick. Sheer mighty leap. You just leap over here and have it pinned.
Mine.
Yeah.
I did claim that he was mine.
Oh, yeah.
That you did. Yeah, so he's grappled now, so he's stuck.
Okay.
He just croaks, and Ella, you understand as he's going, "The fuck is your problem? Get your hands off me, peasant!"
Ella will just yell over, "He called you a peasant! Kick his ass!"
Bitch, I'm a soldier.
So if anyone wants to stab this king while Lana has him grappled to the ground, you have advantage.
Lana, do you want me to go ahead and try to kill him with all my attacks?
I'm more worried about the giant toad, to be honest.
So take on the giant toad?
I want to go mano a mano with this king.
Okay. Then I will go after the giant toad.
So you just guys watch Cal just go off on this toad, and he's got like a dozen stab wounds just in his rib cage now. So then, Aurora, you get yours?
How bad would it be to get out of his attack and let him hit me to go somewhere? Like, do I think he would take a significant chunk out of me if he hit?
It's a giant toad. That's up to you.
Okay.
I can't tell you his damage output.
He's a giant toad. He might eat you.
Possible.
I'm gonna regret this, but I'm doing it anyways. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going around the toad to here.
Well, you're still in his range, right? So
Yeah, you don't attack not opportunity. If I do it.
Yeah.
Right, I wanted to go somewhere else, but... So then I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
I'm making a lot of Constitution saves.
Yep.
Just so you know, that means that Oceanus, Cal, and Lana are in range.
Well, I would have only hit Oceanus in the spot I wanted to go.
I mean, you wouldn't hit nearly as many people with that, but yeah, that would have only hit Oceanus. But, Cal and Lana, please make Constitution saving throws for me.
Please make your rolls, guys. Please make your rolls.
So Lana, you see this and you immediately roll out of the way. So he's kind of like, would you break your grapple and roll out of the way? Cal, you kind of turn around and be like, what? As you watch this giant toad go flying through the air, and
Did I just get damaged and crushed by a toad?
yes. Luckily, Cal, you only take 3 damage because it kind of like just lands on your leg real quick. But you watch as this lands right on top of Gulpagor. Yeah, Oceanus then is just going to go ahead and he's just going to walk over and he just kind of trident in the toad. And you watch it kind of like as it like deflates a little bit. Which then brings us then to top of the round with Cal. There's now the corpse of a giant frog on your leg.
I would like to get out from underneath the giant frog first.
Okay. I'll say it takes about half your movement to stand back up.
Giant frog is dead. Big guy I can't even see because he's under the giant frog.
Yep.
So...
See the corpse kind of like jiggle a little bit as he's trying to get out.
Yeah. Lana, I'm leaving the big guy to you. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to attack Bullywug 4.
Okay. How do you want to do it?
Oh, he's already dead?
Yeah. You gotta remember, everyone's been at least hit by a thunder wave at this point, even if they're not dead from it.
Surprise me?
You feel a bit like, you like want to try some of your fancy swashbuckler moves. So this time you do like a little cartwheel side flip with your swords out and kind of cartwheel your way through him and you watch him split in half. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
Can I move again?
Yes, you haven't used all your movement, so you can still move a little bit.
Great. And I can use my secondary attack?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to attack Bullywug 5.
Okay.
With my offhand.
How do you want to do it?
Again, surprise me.
Okay. You actually you feel the momentum and you kind of manage to just keep the cartwheel going and just watch as you just continue plowing through another one. Just as like a giant like saw of death at this point. Which then brings us to Aurora.
Okay. So I will move here and I will attack with my rapier. Bullywug 11.
How do you want to do it?
I want to stab him through his tongue and his brain.
Okay. You get up next to him and he kind of just like, oh? And you just take the opportunity and just skewer and you watch your sword poke through the top of his head. And he's dead. Brings us to Oceanus, who's going to go ahead and... He's going to go ahead and just, with absolute ease, just trident straight through the guy's skull. And just watch another bullywug hit the ground.
Another one bites dust. Another
that
one
bullywug is going to try and get revenge for his homeboy. And go after Oceanus. This one manages to... He is angry. So he manages to get a nice stab into Oceanus with his spear. Followed by a quick bite to his neck. And you just hear Oceanus just go, ah! As he takes 11 damage. He is very hurt now. Which brings us to Desi.
Oh, I finally get to do something.
I mean, hey, you turned down the teleport, so I mean...
I wouldn't have been very useful, so... Can we see the royal, or is he completely under the sky?
He is completely under the sky, but you can tell he's still alive because you see the corpse kind of like...
Wiggling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like something is trying to push it off.
I'm not going to bother with that then. I'll go ahead and use Magic Missile to hit Bullywug 1 with 2, and then Bullywug 12 with 1.
How do you want to do it for Bullywug 1?
Just right through the skull.
Alright.
Sorry, hearing Desi, all sweet and cute Desi, right through the skull.
So you shoot out the first missile, and it kind of like it pierces through the skull, but he's kind of like it's still standing. Kind of like you see him laugh, and then the second one just goes right next to it, and that one just hit brain matter, and he just falls to the ground. Whereas the other one,
brain matter just splatters on Oceanus.
Yeah, gets some in his wound.
We're all covered in frog at this point. It really doesn't matter.
The other one kind of just takes it through the shoulder, and he's clearly hurt at this point. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
So we get to the Bullywug, who is going to go ahead and turn to Aurora. And no, not what I wanted. And he goes to try to bite you, but you manage to get out of the way. But he actually kind of like, you see him smirk a little bit, and he uses the momentum of your dodging to ram you with his spear. So you take 4 damage as he kind of cuts you in the side a little bit, which then brings us to Ella's turn.
Oh, yay! I get to do something. Ella's gonna step up here. She's gonna attack the one bullywog that's left. Their quarterstaff.
Okay. How you want to do it?
Just like she's hitting a baseball, just right across the skull, sending him flying.
So you guys watch as Ella kind of just like winds up. You know she has to go. And Ella just smacks him so hard. You watch his skull literally come disattached and go flying across the marsh. So the elves in the party, since you guys have like the best perception, you guys watch as it splatters against a tree about probably like maybe a mile out.
Nice.
Alright, and I still have some movement left.
Yep.
Just gonna move right here. So she has a front row seat to watch Lana kick this guy's ass.
Is his crown on the ground?
I will say yes at this point, just because of all the stuff that has happened to him.
I'm picking it up and putting it on my head and waiting for him to come out to attack him.
Damn it!
Are you gonna ready in action in that case?
Yes, I'm going to ready in action to attack King Frog when he pokes himself up from the dead frog's body.
Okay.
Wearing his crown.
All right. So get to Gulpagor, and he's gonna go ahead and crawls his way out from under the body. And Lana, as soon as he pops out, you get your attack opportunity. So go ahead and roll your attack. So he pokes his head out. You just kind of just quickly stab him in the cheek as he pokes his head out. And he just screams even more. And you see him stand up, and he pulls you see him reach into like a sack on the side of the toad. And he pulls out this giant spear. And he's going to go ahead and try and poke you with it, Lana.
I would hope so. So I was honestly hoping for a tantrum about me wearing his crown, but hey.
Oh no, you see like fire in his eyes right now as he just right through your armor.
Rude. It's like we just slaughtered his army or something.
And you take 10 damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw. You managed to kind of get like the wind knocked out of you, but you kind of managed to luckily keep your balance and you stay standing. But he is clearly angry, and he spits at you after he stabs you.
Little frog. Little frog.
Which brings us to Cal's turn.
So Cal's gonna kind of stand there. You want help, Lana, or you got this? He did see you just get stabbed, so he's kind of like, I'll let you do this mano-a-mano since you wanted to, but I kind of like to help.
It's your call. I kind of want to, stab it myself, but whatever.
Okay, Cal's gonna come help, because you did get stabbed. And you're looking hurt, and he doesn't want you to get killed.
It's only a third of my hit points.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Scimitar.
You go to take a swing, but you kind of like out of the corner of your eye, you just watch him like kind of eye you.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like almost in slow motion, you just watch him just like put his arm up and block your sword with his shield.
Okay. Now I'm going to do the offhand attack then.
This one, he tries to kind of like adjust to maybe block it, but you manage to kind of curve around. You manage to just pierce the webbing between his ring and his middle finger for a whole whopping 3 damage. So, but he's bleeding now.
That was what we call a participation compliment.
I got a participation point. Yay!
Yay. That brings us to Aurora.
Okay, I'm going to saunter over to Oceanus and I'm going to heal him.
You sing a little song, and Oceanus' wounds start to heal. He heals 7 HP off of them.
And I want to give Bardic Inspiration to Lana's next attack, I'm assuming.
Lana, you now have a d6 to use however you want. This can be used for your attack roll. It can be used for a saving throw. It can be used for an ability check. It can be used for damage, or it can be used for healing. You have 10 minutes to use this. Which brings us to Desi.
I'm going to go here.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch.
Okay. Ella?
So question. I
Yeah.
have the ability to create or destroy water. Can I destroy the water that's on his skin?
I'm inclined to say no, because I believe it can't involve a creature. But let me see what the exact spell description is. It
think it's
technically says up to 10 gallons of water in an open container or destroy fog in a 30-foot cube. So I'm going to say you go ahead and you can kind of destroy any like water droplets in the air, right? So you can definitely make it like drier. In the
Okay.
area. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make it dry in that 30-foot area.
okay, which then brings us to Lana.
Okay. So with the bardic inspiration, do I have to declare before rolling that I'm going to use it?
You can wait till after you roll to decide if you want to use it, but it needs to be before I say hit or miss, right?
Okay. Okay.
So like let's say you roll and you see it's like, oh, I got a 10, right? Then you can be like, I want to use my bardic inspiration before I say you miss, right?
Okay. So just because this guy's being a tough bastard, I am going to move around him to kind of help shield Cal if he gets iffy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack my frog.
Okay.
And you know what? Throw the bardic inspiration on there.
You gotta hear Aurora sing for you a little bit in the background, and you feel like extra, just a little like pump in your muscles. And you just slash harder than you think you've ever slashed before, and you do a whole whopping 12 damage to him. So, and he screams in pain. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
So he's gonna kind of, you see he's having a hard time breathing now. He kind of just does this weird like ribbit roar, and he's gonna go ahead and swing at you, Lana. But clearly, like the lack of water in the air is starting to have its effect on him, and he misses. And in a like desperate thing, you watch him dive for you with his mouth open, but you manage to sidestep and he lands on his stomach. And you can see him kind of like just as another little device, raises his hand and just puts his middle finger up, which brings us to Cal.
Okay, seriously, Lana, do you want to finish him off, or should I?
I would actually like Ella to ask if that's a surrender.
Ella's gonna lean over. Does that mean you give up? Or are you just saying to finish it?
He responds telling you to fuck off.
Oh, fucking finish him.
Go ahead, Kel.
All right.
How do you want to do it?
Kind of like to chop off that hand that he just flipped us off with.
All right, so you kind of just do a quick little flourish with each of your scimitars. You slice off both of his hands real quick, and you just shove him down his throat, and you watch him suffocate.
Wow, I'm so violent.
Cal, seriously, we need to work on your anger issues.
It's the drow coming out.
I just kind of shrugs.
And guess what, guys?
Are we out of
Are we
initiative?
finally out of initiative?
We're out of initiative.
I was like,
I thought the queen
here
might be
comes the
popping up.
queen.
Ella's gonna take a moment to look around and go, frog legs, anybody?
I'm
So
good.
Cal's gonna kind of,
You hear Oceanacy's gonna go,
Swords,
I actually have a great frog leg recipe passed down through my family.
I'm down to salvage some of these frog legs.
Alright.
They're sentient humans.
They're still frogs.
They
They're
ate
still
us.
sentient.
They ate us.
Fine.
I would like to make some potions.
Okay.
I mean, you can eat the giant toad.
Yeah, the giant toad is giant frog legs. So
Just
I
don't eat
mean-
the people.
We
You guys
certainly
might be
could.
going poison.
yeah, so Desi, you kind of you mix some stuff together. You kind of are trying to get things together quickly, and you watch as what your concoction kind of just catches fire.
Ooh. That's you.
Desi?
I don't think it's supposed to do that, Des.
You're not even sure how she managed this because she literally just like threw some mushrooms in with like some random liquids and whatnot, and just caught fire.
I want to go around and collect all the loincloths and then ask Desi to do precipitation on it to clean it. Whatever it's called.
I can't.
Yeah, round up all the spears and stuff they have.
Okay.
Ella's kind of curious as to where the heck their camp is.
Can
Now
we
that
like,
we've
get
emptied
all
it.
the frog guts and brains off of him? And blood?
Do you want me
Maybe
to
that's just
dump some
him.
water on you?
Yeah, so you guys can create water or prestidigitation yourself clean.
I was gonna say I have prestidigitation, which makes things clean, or Ella can just dump water on you.
I don't even care.
I vote Ella.
Ella will.
So
Where is it?
yeah, so Ellie, you kind of just you channel the elements for a sec, and it starts to rain. But you guys look around, and you can see it's only raining in like the square area where you guys are at.
Ooh.
Which
When did you learn to
thankfully
do this?
also extinguishes Desi's fire potion.
So Cal's gonna kind of look up at the rain and be like, when did you learn to do this?
Ella just kind of shrugs. It just kind of happened.
Huh.
I'm gonna take the now clean loincloths over to Lana, bow to her, and hand them over like, your spoils, my queen.
I'm wearing this crown for a while, just so you guys know. Is it like an actual crown? Some twigs? What?
It's not metal, right? But it's like this weird. Let's see, it's this weird mix of like bark and leaves with like some mud and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wear it for a while.
Yeah.
That was fun. Shall we?
Did we find their camp? I want to see. I want to see if they have any of the soldier stuff there to see if they really actually did eat our people.
You guys are looking around, and you don't see quite like a camp, but you do see a little. You don't see like a civilization, but you do see like a little like. I guess it is a camp. I guess, or like a little soldier camp, right? And among you see a big treasure chest that's in one of the huts that you believe to be was probably the hut of
The former king.
yeah, former king.
Arbogor. Alright, well. Someone want to
Also,
check it for traps?
Lana, while you're wearing this hat, you suddenly feel like a bit of a magical connection to it.
Am I attuning to it?
Not attuning to it because it doesn't require attunement, but you feel it has a little bit of a magic properties that Gulpagor might have used for fun.
Well, we'll find out what those are.
Yeah, so Lana, you now have a hat of vermin.
Hat of vermin?
Yes.
Okay. What do?
So normally it's got 3 charges where you can expend a charge and speak the command word to summon your choice of a bat, a frog, or a rat.
Okay.
The summoned creature magically appears in the hat and tries to get away from you as quickly as possible. And it's neither friendly nor hostile and is under your control. So pretty much you can just use this to summon a random creature of those three, right? It's a magician hat, pretty much.
A bat, a rat, and what else?
A frog.
Frog.
Yes. And you just through the magic attunement, you know the word. You don't know like what this means, but it's just like a as the command word.
Okay.
So you guys did find a treasure chest in the camp. Does anyone want to open said treasure chest?
Hey, Cal, can you check it for traps and locks?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't find anything, but honestly, you start wondering if bullywogs are even smart enough to know what a lock is.
Yeah.
So, because this is a very basic chest, like it doesn't even look like it has a locking mechanism on it.
Okay.
Popping it open.
Popping it open.
All right, so inside, you guys find a large collection of platinum pieces, actually, as well as a helmet.
Anything special about the helmet?
I mean, it looks nice, but nothing you can tell just from looking at it. It looks like it's made out of brass.
I'll pick it up and take a look.
Yeah, so you don't notice anything peculiar about it, but you kind of feel like there's some sort of magic on this helmet. You're just not sure what.
Hey, Desi, is this magic?
Let me see.
Hand
Guys,
it
go
over.
ahead and make an Arcana check for me, please. Yeah, you are 100% sure this is magical of some sort.
It's magic. I don't know what kind of magic, but it needs attuning.
Let me see it.
I'm gonna hand it over to
Quinn.
I'm gonna do identify.
Are you ritual casting it or regular casting it?
Do we have time for me to ritual cast it?
We're not really in a hurry, are we?
No, not really.
Then
Yeah.
ritual. Let's take a breather.
Yeah, so you guys take a little bit to sit down, and Aurora, after about 10 minutes of doing your ritual, you cast your spell, and you realize this is a helm of underwater action. While wearing this helmet, you can breathe underwater. You gain dark vision with a range of up to 60 feet, and you gain a swimming speed of 30 feet.
Fuck. Can I wear it or no?
It's
So,
So if
Wondrous item, so no armor requirements for anyone. So literally anyone can wear it.
Lana, this is what it does. Are you okay with me keeping it?
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, I can already breathe underwater.
Then I'm putting it in my inventory.
I mean, I can already do all of that, so I don't need it. It's literally a helmet of Ella abilities.
So just so you know, too, because you also have the goggles of night, if you were to wear the helm and the goggles, your dark vision would go up to 120 feet. So just an FYI. Now, just out of curiosity, while Aurora was doing this ritual, do you guys want to take like a short rest, or?
Cal's gonna do a short rest.
Okay, I mostly just want to ask because it's a party decision whether you're taking a short rest or not. But if you do take a short rest, that gives you a chance to heal because you can use your hit dice.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah. If we take, how long of a long rest would we take?
Long rest is 8 hours. Short rest is 1 hour.
Okay.
Because effectively, the big way to describe it is short rest is like your lunch break at work.
Mm-hmm.
Long rest is I'm going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way to describe it.
I mean, I personally would prefer long rest to get back my spell slots, but I'm fine with either.
I'm not so okay with the long rest.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
have,
do a
I
short
have other
rest.
things I can use if I'm done with my spell slots for my first level spells, so I can still go.
Worst case scenario, too, you haven't used any of your sorcery points, so you can turn those into spell slots.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I want to
just-
use Psalm of Rest while we're doing the short rest.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought we were. Aren't you identifying? And that's why we're taking the short rest?
Well, the short rest is an hour,
Oh, okay.
so she can do both.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 10 minutes. Sorry.
No. Like I said, it's effectively lunch break. So yeah, so anyone who wants to use a hit dice, when you use the hit dice, you gain an extra 1d6 healing if you use it.
Okay, so we get a d6 of healing?
If you are using a hit dice during the short rest. If you're not using one, you don't gain any healing. It's just if you're doing any healing, it gets buffed. That makes sense?
Oh, okay. So we roll our hit die, and a d6. Okay.
Yes.
And
then we
have to
add that-
use-
That D6 to the temp spot, right?
No, this is because temp is temporary HP. So that's hit points beyond your hit point pool.
By chance, were we able to find any proof that the soldiers were here?
Go ahead and everyone give me a investigation check because no one's really searched the camp aside from the treasure chest yet. Most of you
I didn't
guys don't
know
find
it
anything,
was.
but Aurora, while you're searching around, you actually find what looks to be a wallet.
Okay, so I'm going to check it out, see what's up with it.
Okay. Inside you see what looks to be like an identification card of someone. There's a symbol on there you don't recognize, right? But it looks like a standard human, right? Facial hair, according to the card, says he's like 5'8", etc., right?
Does anybody recognize this guy?
let me take a look.
Everyone can go ahead and investigation again.
Wow,
Why am I rolling so bad?
none of us know who this guy
Yeah, none of you have any clue.
is. Quinn does, apparently.
Actually, no, Aurora, you have no clue as well. What? It's a hard DC, I'm sorry. However, you do see there's also a note in there.
Okay, I want.
So it says meeting spot Crabber's Cove, 2 a.m. and then the date is about a week ago, and it says make sure you're not followed.
Crabber's Cove. Where's Crabber's Cove?
Ella and Cal, you actually recognize Crabber's Cove. This is a handful of abandoned buildings in Saltmarsh. They're called Crabber's Cove now because no people live there, but there's thousands of crabs that have now taken over the area. And people don't go out there anymore because there's been lots of people who have disappeared going there, especially going there at night.
Ella will go ahead and explain that to the group, what Crabber's Cove is, and that people typically go in, but they don't come back out, and there are lots of crabs.
Sounds
Wait
like
a
something.
sec.
Hmm?
Was that when old Sammy disappeared?
No, old Sammy disappeared like over 2 weeks ago. That, and we have witnesses who saw him go into the Grove place.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that none of the soldiers were here.
Certainly doesn't look like it.
I will say also, just as you dig through, because you find a little another little note card and report to Scarin for your new assignment.
Is that a person or a place?
You recognize Scarin as the name of Anders Butler.
Guys? And then I'm going to tell everybody that.
Okay, so it's a good chance that this wallet did belong to someone of Anders.
Well, we should see if they have a mitten pile around here and see if we can find any human bones.
I'm gonna have everyone be able to go ahead and make another investigation check to see if you guys find anything else new.
Can't be very promising.
Lana, after hearing that, you go into like almost like in a trance from like your soldier training, right? On like just what to do if like troops go missing and whatnot, and you start looking around for clues. And not only do you see there's like some humanoid footprints among the frog prints, as well as like what looks to be some drags, right? But you also now see there's a couple of well-hidden burial spots as well.
Well, start digging, see what I find.
All right, start digging, and you know, at the very top is just like some things that like it's clear that like the Bullywogs had no clue how to use this stuff. Like there's some chainmail, horse reins. You see like a random like wagon wheel in there. And as you dig deeper, you find bones. These are clearly human.
Start pulling out bones and trying to figure out how many skeletons we have.
Right. It's kind of a random assortment of bones, it looks like. Like maybe they were like taking pieces as they traveled or whatnot and like just burying them after they were done. But you managed to pull out at least like about 7 arms among all this stuff. So you imagine there's got to have at least been like about 4 people. Lana and Ella, as you kind of are searching, you guys see there's a little bit of meat on these bones in some spots that hasn't started like decaying yet. So you guess that these are maybe a couple days old at best.
Okay.
Ella's gonna look at Lana. I don't know about you, but I think we might have found our missing guys.
It's possible, but without any identifiers to go off of, we're going to have to take these bones with us and continue our search for them.
All right, so yeah, so you got out the bones, and I guess you guys are heading out now?
Yeah, quick question. How close are we to the river?
You guys aren't very far from the river, just because you know the river runs close to the Lizardfolk lair.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say you can't see it right now, but you can definitely hear the running water at least, so you know it's got to be like
Okay.
maybe a few minutes ride.
Okay. I was just curious because they told what's his name that they were going down the river to cut across.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are we taking the armor and shit that we found?
Yes.
It'll help us identify them once we get back.
Yeah. Just huck it in the bag of holding or in the back of the cart for now.
Mm-hmm. Probably the back of the cart for now.
All right, so you guys huck that in the back of the cart and you continue onward. And Eventually, you make your way over to the river. As you guys might remember from your map that you found before, you guys get to the river, and Lana, you of course, you recognize this point right away, and you point out the trail. And you eventually follow that, and you get to the point where the trail splits.
Going left is what'll take us to the door I found the lizard folk at.
Yep. So you guys follow the left path, and you eventually get over there. You guys decide to leave your cart a bit out of the way, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And you make your way in.
I also want to cast Comprehend Languages, too.
Okay, so you can comprehend languages for an hour. So you guys arrive and enter through the little cave entrance. So you guys walk in, and so far let's see. Yeah, so you guys end up coming up to a entrance, which was a large wooden door that, when you guys approached it, just swung open and entered into this cave area.
No lizard folk guards this time?
Not at the moment, at least, that you can see. These corridors are about 10 feet wide and about 12-foot high ceilings. And while it does, of course, look like intelligent design, it is also very basic. The floors, the walls, and ceilings are pretty much just rammed earth. The door that you guys opened was very weak wood and whatnot. Like they had to know how to like reinforce it, things like that.
All right.
You see the occasional like pillar of wood that supports the ceilings and things like that. Yeah, and as you move forward, you get to a cross section where you can either go to your right, which I guess look left on the map, or you can keep going down.
Can I listen to see if I can hear anybody?
Go ahead and make a perception check. So, Ella, you actually, as you kind of like perk your ears, you hear some people talking. It sounds like it's coming from the right.
I will relay
You
this
can't quite make out what they're saying.
Okay. I'll relay to Lana, because she's right there in the front. I hear voices coming from that way, and she'll point to the right.
Okay. Then we shall go this way.
Is this okay? I was gonna say, is this way to the right?
Yes.
Okay.
I was moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll follow.
I'm going to assume everyone's following. Right. All right. So you get further down and you head over that way. And this room is bare except for two wooden benches that are set opposite against each other on against longer walls. And as you approach, you guys see 5 lizard folk standing at attention, ready to move into action. There's most of them are facing the opposite direction, but 2 of them are looking towards you guys. And as soon as you guys walk up, you hear they start speaking Draconic, and everyone turns and points their spears at you.
I'm gonna wave again.
And you see they actually they kind of like tilt their head, and then kind of just like you see them trying it looks like they're like legitimately thinking for a sec, and then you see one go ah and point to you, and then he kind of just like motions for everyone to stand down, right? And he walks up and goes, "Humans shake claw, yes?" And he holds out his hand.
Yes. I'll shake his claw.
Mm-hmm. And he turns back and starts speaking Draconic. And Ella, you can understand he's saying, "Guys, this is the person who brought our money back. And look, she's shaking my claw. I'm learning human, guys."
I love him.
I can understand him too.
I kind of sort of adore this person right now.
Right?
Yeah,
Hold on,
sorry.
Ella.
Aurora, you can understand this too. So my apologies. Since Aurora, you can understand this. You understand that Ella said, "Yes, we have come in peace to speak with you and your kind." And he's going to respond again in Draconic. He goes, "Oh yes, actually, our queen would like to speak with you. We told her about how you return. How then he points to Lana. This one returned our money, and she was very pleased to see such gratitude from the." And then he kind of like tries to do the like a quote, air quotes, right? He kind of does it like this weird, like all his fingers, right? And goes smooth skins as he does it.
She just kind of gives a light laugh and
Can we keep him?
she just kind of gives a light laugh. She smiles. We would love to speak with your queen. Also, we've brought other gifts as well, food and supplies for you and your fellow lizard folk.
Real quick, just a question, out of character. Is Lana still wearing that crown?
Yep.
I was gonna say I haven't heard her take it off, so
I'm wearing it for a while. I said it.
the lizard bug is talking to you guys is gonna bow and go, "You honor us," and he kind of, and you see 3 of the other guards. They walk out, and they start grabbing stuff from your cart that you've put aside for them.
I want to give the flag directly to the queen, so I'm holding on to that.
Are we giving them the goods to defend now, or just strictly the food?
Just the food.
Yeah, I was under the impression it was just the food. Right?
Okay, yeah. So Ella will let them know that they brought them the food and supplies because who knows what they can get out here.
Yeah. So, okay, I need to find what room the queen is in.
Ella will, while they're doing that, turn to everyone. Lana has brought honor to them, essentially, by returning their gold, and their queen wants to speak with us. Specifically, Lana, mostly, as you have gained favor in the queen's eyes.
Okay, so just ahead, I'm gonna have to. You guys are gonna go through a bunch of snaking passageways here, right? So it's gonna, okay, follow me, and so it's gonna go ahead and lead you guys out down this way and that way off to the side, right? You eventually get to a gate. So there's a wooden gate that bars the way with another patrol of lizard folk, and the one who's leading the way will go up to the guards and go, please open. We are on our way to see the queen. We have honored guests with us. And he kind of looks at you and looks at you guys. And this is all in Draconic, of course. So the only ones understanding it are Ella and Aurora at this point. So he explains, like, yeah, these are the guys that brought our money back. They also have goods. And he goes, oh, these are the people. And he goes, open the gate! And they open the gate, of course. So
Is he from the Emerald City?
yeah, so you guys continue downward. You guys get all the way down to, I'm just moving you along, sorry. Down here. And again, another gate, right? The same thing happens, open the gate, queen, guest of the queen, etc., right? Until eventually you guys get to, boom, this room right here. This open area features 6 floor-to-ceiling pillars that demarcate a central area bare of furniture. In this central area, the earth floor has been packed closer than anywhere else, as if by the passage of many feet. Several wooden benches stand near the north and south walls. A large mattress has been fixed to the center of the east wall. Attached to it is a large target dummy with the head of a fish-like creature atop of it. Several lizard folk are practicing combat against one another or throwing javelins at the dummy. A powerfully built and tall lizard folk female stands with several of the heavily armed warriors. She observes the training through narrowed eyes. Another lizard folk stands near the leader, dressed in a kelp-colored robe and holding a long, polished tooth. And as you guys walk in, lizard folk who's leading you goes, "My queen, these are the humans that we told you about, who brought the money back." And upon hearing this, the large female lizard folk is going to turn to you all, and in common, she's going to go, "Ah, so these are the people who might become our champions. It is an honor to meet you." And she actually bows before you.
I will also bow. It is an honor to meet you.
Ella will bow as well.
Dizzy will
As
bow.
will Cal.
I will too, and I will step forward slightly and hold out the flag. My queen, I've brought this as a gift.
She goes, "Oh, you are too kind. And you even know the symbol of our people. That is very rare among your species. This is a great honor, thank you. My name is Othakent. I am the queen of these lizard folk here." And she's going to now, actually, she's going to go ahead and turn to the one in the kelp-colored robe and goes, this right here is my right hand, Ertos. And he also is just going to go ahead and bow and goes, it is an honor.
I'm Lana. This is Cal, Desi, Quinn, and Ella.
And Oceanus.
Oh, and Oceanus, sorry. Thank you.
He goes, "It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you again for what you've done for my people. I appreciate the returning of our money, so that we can hopefully use this to find a deal that might actually go through this time."
Who is it that you are at war with? The few lizard folk we met on the ship didn't specify.
He goes, "Well, I guess technically depends on who you ask, unfortunately. There is a few dissenters who want us to try and take over the area, simply just due to years of resentment and hatred. Unfortunately, as I'm sure some of you know, we exactly haven't had peaceful relations between our people. But our main issue, and you kind of see her eyes darken, the Sahagin."
Sahagin?
And Oceanus just kind of speaks up and goes, "Wait a minute, the Sahagin are back?" And like you can see like genuine fear in his eyes upon saying that.
Someone want to fill in the outsider?
So Oceanus is gonna turn to you and goes, "Sahagin are an evil race of fish people living in the oceans. Their goal is to wipe out any other sentient life in the ocean." And he's going to point over to the target dummy. "See that head? That's a Sahagin."
Okay. That doesn't sound good at all.
And then Earthos is actually going to go ahead and he's going to fish in his robes for a sec. And he's going to go ahead and he pulls out a picture and shows you guys.
Oh.
Ugh,
Oh.
ugly.
The queen continues, "If the Sahagin are successful, not only will we be wiped out, but pretty sure they'll turn their attention soon to you land races as well. I imagine any towns that you guys might have along the shore will be the first hit."
I would agree with that statement from what little I know of them. Would you be willing to join forces with the smooth skins of Saltmarsh?
It's actually quite admirable that you would bring that up. We actually are looking for more alliances. We currently are actually in talks with the Merfolk, the Coalinths, and the Locathas in hopes of making an alliance. Unfortunately, while you have definitely helped our tribe, most of my people are a lot more wary of land races compared to those of the sea. So I'm not sure how many would be willing to join an alliance with you guys while also still respecting my rule. However, if you were able to prove yourselves as a valuable ally, we would be more than happy to welcome you into our alliance.
How would you wish us to prove ourselves to you?
Well, you actually picked a great time to arrive, for you see, in about a day and a half's time, based on how much hours are left today, we're actually going to have a key vote among the people about who we are including in our alliance. If you can convince my people to vote for allowing you in the alliance, I will happily add my stamp of approval.
I would appreciate that. We were sent by our council to start diplomatic relations with you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you've come with noble purposes. Unfortunately, I can't say that we've had people of your races come with noble intentions in quite a few years.
I got that feeling from one of our council members, that he's quite leery, but others are more than willing to hear you out.
Well, I'm glad times are changing. I remember back when I was just a hatchling. Unfortunately, my people were very vehemently against you. However, I've watched you guys ever since I was young. Your society has always fascinated me. I've even try and incorporate some of your building techniques into this lair. Hopefully, it's not of any rudeness to you.
Not at all. It is an impressive structure.
Unfortunately, some of my people might need a bit harder convincing than others. Actually, as of just last week, we actually had to fend off a attack from some humans and some orcs who unfortunately end up stealing a lot of our hatchlings. And you see she kind of tears up a little bit, including a few of my own personal.
These humans, you said they were about a week ago?
That's correct.
Did you see them?
I unfortunately myself did not. When they invaded, I was my officers forced me into my private quarters for defense, so I was hiding in my pool. Unfortunately, or I guess luckily, maybe even they even managed to break into my chambers, but rather than going towards my sacred pools, they broke into my hatchery and they stole a few of my babies. And she starts to openly weep about it. It's like, my poor, how will they even know what to do without their mother? And,
Oh God, my heart.
and Urtos starts calming down. It's okay, my queen. It's okay. Well, it is sad that a few got grabbed. At least it was only a few. The others will soon hatch, and I'm sure they will be greatly overjoyed to finally be able to see their mother for the first time. And she kind of composed herself. Yes, you're right. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't be acting like this in front of esteemed guests. Please forgive me for this crude display.
Anybody would be upset with this, Your Majesty. May I speak with somebody who might have seen the intruders? Perhaps we might be able to find them for you.
She's going to go ahead and turn to Urtos and goes, who was it that initially reported the invasion? Do you remember? And he thinks on it for a second and goes, I know of at least a couple. Sariev, of course, was one of the people to initially see the invasion. I believe also it was Vutha and Turkier were the others that got the best look at them. They were the ones who eventually managed to fend off the attack. Urtos is going to be Sariev should be probably in his quarters, just due south of here. Whereas Vutha is probably over at the prison hall, and Thurkier is most likely in the dining hall at this time. And then Elfkin goes, yes, please go. If you wish to speak with them, I'm sure they can tell you more. As for now, she's gonna go ahead and pull out different little emeralds, and she's gonna go ahead and pin each of them to your one to each of your clothes, and goes, these will let you have access to anywhere aside from my royal chambers and Urthos's private room. But if you show these to any lizard folk, they will know you have the blessing of the queen, and hopefully will be more willing to speak with you. At the very least, they'll be willing to give you passage throughout the lair.
Thank you. One final question before we talk to your people, Your Majesty. Are those humans the only humans you've seen around the area in the past week?
As for me myself, yes, just because, as queen, I unfortunately rarely get to travel nowadays. But I'm sure some of the other lizard folk might have more information on that. Pray tell, is there any particular reason that you are asking, if it isn't too private, I guess?
We were told to be on the lookout for some soldiers that went missing around this area. I figured since you live here, it'd be pertinent to ask if you had seen any passerbys.
Ah, I see. That's actually, as you have my condolences. Hopefully that they can be found. I would hate both for your people to be missing, of course, and forgive me if this sounds rude, but I would also hate it for my people to be the ones to be blamed. I know relations aren't the best, but we do truly want to live in peace here.
Some in town did jump to the conclusion it was you and your people, but me and my group shut them down rather quickly, as they had no proof.
Well, I am unfortunately not surprised, knowing just from my own interactions ever since I was a hatchling. But hearing that you did speak up for us, that does warm my heart. Hopefully, warms the heart of my people as well. And she kind of turns to the soldiers who are practicing and goes, "Isn't that right, men?" And you hear them all go, "Oh! Oh!" And she laughs a little bit and goes, "Something tells me you've at least won over our soldiers."
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah, so, she actually looks over at you, Lana, and she goes, "You in particular seem to have a lot of combat prowess. I can tell just through the way you hold yourself. Is that true?"
I am a soldier of many years. I am no stranger to combat and conflict.
Well, I am sorry to hear that you've had your share of combat. I am at least pleased to see that you've survived it all. If it isn't me being too forward, is there any chance you'd be willing to help my soldiers in training? As you can see, and she kind of like turns over, and you see one of them is trying to like stab into the Sahagin, but ends up getting his spear stuck in the wall. There's two others that are like trying to like practice sword fighting, and one of them just drops it on his foot. Things like that.
No.
And it's like, we aren't exactly the most prepared as far as combat goes.
I will happily teach them what I can.
You have my gratitude. And she bows to you again. As for everyone, I will get a room prepared in one of our barracks for you. So that's
you.
way you have a place to stay for the night.
Thank you.
What was the name of the right-hand man again?
Ertos.
I want to pull him aside, but right as we're leaving. So are we leaving right now?
I mean, I figured they were going to take you to the barracks and prepare a room for you.
Before we leave, can I have Cal speak up? Is that okay? So
yeah, I'll say the queen goes, "Is there anything else I can help you with before we get your quarters ready?"
So when she offered to have Lana help teach her soldiers, Cal will actually chime in. Then he's like, "I have well over a century of schooling in the arts. If you would like more assistance with teaching them,
we will happily accept any aid you'd be willing to offer."
He'll bow to her. "Thank you, Your Majesty."
It's our pleasure.
Okay, so I want to pull Erthos aside and whisper to him in Draconic, asking if there's a time and place where I could perhaps perform a song to ease the hearts of those who have lost their young.
Oh, and he's kind of like puts his hand over his heart. "You are too kind, sir. I would recommend going to our dining hall. We're actually going. Our dinner celebration will actually be happening here in a little bit, and I'm sure that our people would love to hear something joyous after so much loss that we have experienced lately."
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, so you guys get taken over to this barracks over here, and there's a couple other lizard folk who are sharing this room with you, right? But yeah, there's benches all around, a wooden table in the center, and you see there is 11 straw mattresses. And while there's a treasure chest, there's a wooden chest beside each. 3 of them are closed, but the rest are open right now. And you guys get the idea that this is probably just for you to put your personal belongings in. So by this point, it is evening going on night. Is there anything anyone wants to do for the evening aside from just going to bed?
What about the dinner thing?
Well, I didn't know if everyone wanted to go or not, so that's why I'm asking.
I would
but-
like to go to the dinner thing.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
It'll be a good chance to talk to the 3 that might know something about the attack.
Okay. So yeah, so after Urtos brings you guys, he's going to go ahead and go, we are having a dinner celebration here in a little bit. We would be honored if you guys would join us. I'll be happy to lead you to the dining hall.
Question. Can Ella assist Quinn with his performance by playing her flute?
I don't mind.
They say it's technically up to Quinn if he wants to perform by himself or not. So
Before we... God.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Sai.
Oh, I was going to say, before we go to the dining hall, I would actually like to show respect to the lizard folk and change into normal clothes without my armor.
okay. So you go ahead and you take your armor off, throw it in the chest, put on your commoner's clothes, things like that. Are you keeping the crown on? Out of curiosity.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, I was gonna say just as a reminder, because while like the queen and them were like kind of all right with it, I don't know how much a bunch of other lizard folk would appreciate some random half elf in their home wearing a crown when they're having a dinner celebration to their queen. So
That's why I asked.
Yep. Now that I have a place to put it, I will actually take it off and wear normal clothes, no armor.
okay.
I will still carry my sword, though.
Yeah, so Urthos takes you back through all the hallways you guys have been through, and eventually you get to the banquet hall. Several long wooden tables are placed end to end in the center of the hall. Wooden benches running along each side. South end of the table is a large wooden chair. 4 slightly smaller chairs flank it, 2 on each side facing the table. And then placed on the table were earthenware pots, jars, plates, and cups. A bunch of drinking mugs and woven baskets. And there's tall wooden cupboards against the west and east walls. And you see there's a bunch of lizard folk who are kind of gathering and chatting and whatnot. But as you guys walk in, they all kind of just turn to stare at you. And then Urthos is going to be in Draconics. He goes, calm down. These people are esteemed guests of the queen. Any hostile actions towards them is considered a hostile action towards the crown. And then they all kind of just blink for a bit and then just go back to like their meals. He kind of turns to you guys and goes, apologies. Are as much as well versed as our queen is, unfortunately not many of our people are, what's the word I'm looking for? And he kind of like starts like saying some random words in Draconic as he's trying to like think of the word to say.
Ella will just kind of lean forward a little bit. Open-minded?
That works, yes. Yeah, so there's a bunch of commoners and whatnot. You guys see there's some people who are like dressed fancier than others. Some have like some what looks to be like the symbols that were on Aurora's flag. Right? Some in like more fancier robes, things like that. Some are in armor at like guarding with spears.
I hope this crowd isn't as tough as they look.
Question. This is a bunch of lizard folk, yeah?
Yes.
So, is all the food going to be meat?
I will say the vast majority is because they are carnivorous.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, Desi probably has a few little, like, berries and shit on her, but...
So you do recognize there's at least some vegetables.
That you could actually eat, or if she's just kind of feeding herself right now.
Yeah, there's some vegetables, but most of them are like for display purposes.
Okay.
Eat the table decoration.
Like there's like some like there's like a classic example is like there's like a pig roast, but there's like lettuce underneath.
Right. Like the
There's like some
sausages and stuff.
yeah. There's parsley on like some of the plates. And
Okay.
whatnot.
We did bring a bunch of like vegetables with us.
Did
Yeah.
That
we?
is true.
Yeah,
I knew
so
that we brought meat, but I wasn't sure about any vegetables or anything. I mean, Desi's not going to starve. I was just curious for my
Yeah.
own sake.
You actually see them bringing out some of like the meat that you guys brought, but it's now like all like seared to perfection and things like that.
I'm glad they liked our gift.
There's some like boiled carrots in there. There's like some stews that got made, etc.
All right.
And Earthos is going to go ahead and point to a couple of seats that are empty over by where what you guys assume the queen would sit, and go, please make yourselves comfy.
Thank you.
Thank you. And go take a seat. Start eating.
So you guys start eating, and eventually the queen comes from like around the back end and looks to you all and goes, thank you so much for joining us. And she sits and she goes, my loyal subjects, thank you all for joining us today in this feast. And you guys actually see her bringing a couple of people you guys haven't met yet that these clearly aren't lizard folk though. So first off, you see someone being wheeled in a little tub. This guy walk in with his little seal. Next to, and you see one of these scary motherfuckers.
Love it.
I know, it's like these two adorable races and then this guy.
I like him.
Looks like my kind of guy.
Did you say that out loud? As character?
No.
Damn it.
I was gonna say, did you?
No.
Okay.
Quinn would be like, okay, that's what I need to look like.
Okay. I just want to ask: is there anyone who mentioned make any remarks by these three coming in?
Not for me.
I probably made an ooh sound at one point.
I was going to say, Desi probably went, ooh.
Out of curiosity, who did you make the ooh to?
Just all of them.
Probably the merfolk because they look closest to what Ella looks like.
When you do that, the merfolk in the tub, she kind of looks at you and she gives you a wink.
Gonna have to fan myself off after that.
Just Ella kind of side eyes the two of you. Huh.
Ella getting jealous?
I think so.
It's funny
Of
that
course
she
she
doesn't know the reason I'm interested in that person because they look like Ella.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
I know but it's funny.
Yeah. So Arthur Kent is going to go ahead and continue speaking. He goes, as you know, we have a major vote coming that I hope all of you will take seriously. As I know you all heard, the Sahagin are starting to encroach on this territory, and their numbers are growing much faster than we anticipated. As a result, we are in the process of working on an alliance. You guys already know that's the merfolk. She gestures to the merfolk. The Kolanth gestures to the Kolanth, and the Lokatha gestures to the Lokatha, and the seal have been here for a few days now making their case. However, we also have another group that has joined in to potentially throw their hat in the ring. Which kind of looks over you guys. The land races. And kind of gestures to you guys. And the lizard folk kind of just like tilt their heads a little bit. The Kolanth, those gonna
Arthur, what's the big deal? Why did you invite these smooth skins here?
I will actually stand up, not aggressively, just stand. Unfortunately, we were not actually invited. We came to increase diplomatic relations, and it happened to coincide with the ability to form an alliance. And I'll give him a nice, sweet smile.
He goes, "Your big words hurt. Why are you here?"
And the merfolk is gonna go, now, calm down, Coralhead. Clearly these, and she looks at Quinn specifically, beautiful creatures have arrived to be diplomatic. The least you could do is do the same. And then the Lelukthal goes, "I like them. What do you
Question.
think, Sam?" And the seals, "Orp."
So at her comment, I'm just going to like raise my eyebrows quickly over at Ella.
Ella's a little salty right now. Just kind of.
She's made of salt water. She's always salty.
Continue on. Alpha Kent is going to go, as a sign of good gesture even, the land races have agreed to do a performance for us. And she kind of gestures to Quinn, goes, "Please, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away."
Ella, will you please join me?
Of course.
Okay. So we go play a jolly tune on our instruments, I suppose.
Right, turn off the lights, we're gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the deal, yo? I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m., turn the radio up. There's the rock and roll. Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you want gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways, all my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty-gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass.
And this goes on for a couple minutes, of course, because you guys do the full song. And you guys are actually impressed by how flexible both Quinn and Ella are in their dancing as they're performing. As this is going on, the merfolk is kind of bobbing her head, right? Sam is to the beat. To the point that like the Lokatha actually like grabs Sam's flippers and they start dancing, right?
Oh.
Colin just has his hand in his head the entire time, just like, what is going on? And the lizard folk are just kind of staring at you. The queen's like doing a little dance, right? And at the end, all the lizard folk are still staring at you, and then you just get, yeah! And they all just kind of raise their glasses at the end. And she goes, and then Althkin goes, "Oh my, I didn't realize that your kind had such energetic music. Clearly, we'll need to take some lessons from you guys."
I'd be happy to teach.
And the Merle goes, "She's not the only one who'd want to learn."
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
That's okay. Ella's biting her tongue so hard right now.
On that note, though, since it is 8, and it also is, I'm assuming after this, you guys will probably just be going to bed. You guys want to go ahead and call it here for the night, or?
Yes.
Yes.
So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways, all my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty-gritty, dirty little freaks. So raise your glass. We will never be anything but loud and nitty-gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass?